Hi guys, welcome back to my video. Today's going to be probably longer. I'm going to try to make it quick because this is my weekly makeup bag from like 2 weeks now. So I need to just get into it and start. I'm just going to start. I have it in 3 bags. Normally I have that big purple bag, but I have it in this bag, a couple things by themselves because they're bigger. So let's go ahead and jump in. The first thing I used was the ColourPop Alchemy Jaime King collection. This was looking for a date, but I don't see one. But this was from one of the first, no, this was the first thing I ever purchased from ColourPop. It came with a mirror, and then it had 6 products in here. You had 3 eyeshadows and then 3 cheek colors, so a blush, a bronzer, and a highlight. And if you can see there, I know there's a little bit of a glare, but it's neutral colors down here for the eyes, and then up here the cheek colors. They are really pretty, and I even considered giving this away. I mean, just getting rid of it, not giving it away because it's older. But when I went back to use it, I was like, oh no, I love this. I need to keep this and just use it more because it is pretty old, and you know, ColourPop tends to dry out after a while, so I need to just use it. But it is a really nice product. I love their products. The shades are so pretty in there, and I love Jaime King. I think I've talked to you guys about that before, and it's just really, really nice. And then I use this Jeffree Star Cosmetics Skin Frost in Peach Goddess, and this is a new purchase for me. I had never purchased anything from him before, but I thought, let me try and see what some of his products are like, because there's a lot of hype out there, and I know he's controversial, but let's not focus on that here. Let's just talk about the makeup. So the makeup is so pretty. This Peach Goddess, I love pinky peach highlighter shades. I think this is so pretty on the skin. It doesn't even look like I've used it, but it is so pretty. It does have a pretty light pink tone to it, but you can see the glow there. I don't know if you can see the pink shift to it at all, but it is so pretty. I love this. If you use a light hand, I think you can get away with wearing it on a daily basis, but you really have to use a light hand for that. Other highlighters, I was using the Flower, what's this called? Shimmer and Strobe Highlight Palette. This is very new to me. I know it's been out for a while, and a lot of people love it. It has a gold, a pink, and a more champagne color. These are so pretty too. I'll swatch them real quick for you. They have such pigmentation. I know this is drugstore. There are these 3 down here. You can get them at Ulta. You can get them at, I think, Walmart still. But I purchased mine at Walmart. I think they're so pretty. Again, this is good for every day. If you use a light hand, even if you use like a heavier hand, these aren't super pigmented where they're going to kind of look crazy on your skin. So I really love that palette. It's definitely worth it. It's a little bit higher price for drugstore, but I mean, it's great quality. So you get 3 highlighters. I mean, listen, we buy high-end products all the time. Why not splurge on a drugstore product that is really good? I had this Makeup Revolution Mint Chocolate eyeshadow palette that I was using, and I really, really like this. It comes with a dual-ended sponge tip applicator, which is whatever. This is kind of their take on the Subculture palette from Anastasia, I believe. So pretty. It has a lot of nice neutral shades. You have your pops of green down here, this nice yellow. You have a lot of warm tones. It is really pretty for fall. I love this, and I love the quality of these little palettes. I think they're really nice, but I don't hear a lot of people talk about these. And if you're not looking to splurge on high-end palettes, or you just want a nice drugstore palette, these are I have some of their palettes that start at $7 clear up to $15, $20, and they're all really nice. So this is really good quality. If you've been looking at it, definitely pick it up because I think you'll really like it as well. The Jaclyn Hill Morphe palettes, I have this. This is the Dark Magic one. I really enjoyed this palette. I know the controversy surrounding these palettes, but I really enjoyed this. This was the first one I picked up because I wanted a couple others, but they were sold out. So I did go ahead and pick this one up. I really love this green shade here because it's very different. This shade up here is so pretty. It's a nice cool tone brown, and it just has a little bit of gray in it, so it makes it like a unique color for my collection. This is really nice for smoky looks, for nighttime looks, so I think it's a lot different from a lot of other palettes I have, so that came in handy. Really think the pigmentation's great. It was easy to blend in my opinion, as was the Armed and Gorgeous palette. That's the other one I picked up. I've been waiting forever to pick this up, and it was always out of stock. I think because it's just those fall colors and people were really gravitating towards that. But when I saw her reveal video, this was the one that I gravitated towards the most, and the one I didn't think that everybody would pick up, but of course, that's the one I wanted. I thought everybody was going to go to the red palette, the Ring the Alarm palette, but everybody went for this one. So anyways, I picked this up, really love it. I love the shade Access and Coin, very much different. Secure is also really nice orange. The only thing I did find with this is that I did think that Access was going to be a little bit more yellow than it was. It was a little bit more brownish on the eyes. So, I mean, again, I didn't have any problems with the pigmentation or blending, anything like that. It's just on the eyes, they did come off a little bit different color than I thought. So, not necessarily a problem, just I think my expectations were a little bit different. So, I really enjoyed this palette as well. $15, pick it up. I mean, there's always sales at Ulta. You can get a good deal and, you know, nothing major. So I just noticed that my cell phone went off in the background. So let me move that so you don't keep seeing those notifications. And I need a drink of water, so let's go ahead and pause right here. Okay, so the first bag is empty. Let's see what else we have. The Peach palette from Too Faced, I went back to using this. As you may know if you've been around for a while, I'm trying to go through all of my palettes. These drawers behind me have all my palettes in them. They're the 3-drawer Sterilite clear containers from like Walmart, Target, wherever, and they hold a lot of palettes for me. This is simple. I don't need to spend a lot of money. I've had these for a while, so they've just come in handy for this. And anyways, they all have palettes in them, and I'm trying to go through and make sure that I love all my palettes. And if I don't, I'm going to get rid of them because it's taking up space, constantly buying new palettes. So I just need to kind of narrow my collection down. But anyways, I went back to using this. I thought it was so pretty. I have a love-hate relationship with this palette because it's very neutral. I love the colors, but the smell I'm just not a huge fan of. However, I did use this week and I was shocked because I thought, wow, I've totally been sleeping on this palette. I had it, I liked it, but not till I went back to using it did I really realize how good it was. So I used the shade up here, Luscious, all over the lid, and let me tell you, I was looking at my eyes all day long in the mirror and thought, oh my gosh, that is such a beautiful shade. So if you have this, pull this out, use that shade Luscious. I recommend it. I really love it. But it is a really nice palette. I just don't like the smell. I wish they would. That's the first palette from them that I was like, oh, I hate the smell. So I wish they would kind of not make the smell in all their products. Maybe they could do some releases of like peach things without the scent, because that'd be really nice. But anyways, you know, I think it's a nice palette overall. So this was a palette that I've had for a while and I went back to using it. It's the Au Naturel Nude Awakening palette from Wet n Wild. This is very rosy, very warm toned. Well, I don't know. There's some warm and some cool. But anyways, I really remember liking this palette. But when I went back to using it this week, I just did not like it. It did not have the color payoff that I wanted. It did not perform the way I wanted it to, and so for that reason I'm going to be getting rid of it. I do, like I just said, have a lot of palettes in my collection, so I really need to narrow down, and this just didn't stand up to my expectation for it, so I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that one. The Subculture palette, I really love and enjoy this palette. I know there was controversy about this, and did the shades perform or not perform or whatever. I went back to using it for the fall. I thought it was really, really pretty. I used this shade Edge, and I did find that on the eyes it did kind of change color on me. So that was the one big thing that I did not like out of this palette, but I used the shade New Waved, Destiny, which is this green color up here, and I really love it. I love the color scheme in here. It's really, really pretty for fall, and I think that this palette gets a little bit of a hard rap. I enjoy it. I will continue to use it and love it, and that's all I'm going to say about that. Let's move on. So that was the first bag. The second thing I want to do is go through, I have a little stack of items over here that I've been using, but they didn't fit in a bag. So the Melissa Michelle collection was on sale at Ulta recently. They had like a fall haul sale, and this was the Bring on the Glam Cheek palette. It does have a little mirror, and then it has 4 cheek products, so you have 2 blushes and 2 highlighters. I really enjoyed this, although I thought that the shades Lands and Maganda were the two of my favorites, where these are the 2 deeper shades, and I wasn't loving them as much, but I did think they were nice. So great quality here, nice pigmentation. I think it's good for a variety of skin tones. You can really see there, you can brighten up your look, you can mix these shades and really create your own, but really great. I love Melissa Michelle, so she's on the back here. She's one of my favorite YouTubers. I have her eyeshadow palette too, but I don't think it's in this video. I think I already showed that, but I really enjoyed that as well. Switching gears back to eyes, the Lorac Pro Beauties of Brunch palette. I did not purchase this. Up front, I was like, I'm not going to purchase that. I have enough Lorac palettes. Then it went on sale, and I was like, oh, I'm going to buy that. So I love the pastels in here. I think they're really pretty. This is a really pretty like Easter time, springtime palette. I did go in with it and just kind of make a neutral look. So I think I used the shade Pancake, Sorbet, Moonlight. I think Hot Sauce on the outer crease, or the outer V. But I really enjoy it. I think it has a lot of pretty colors. Nothing like what I have in my collection other than this. I have a lot of nudes. I have a lot of warm tones, even more green shades, but this is something that I didn't have a lot of these colors, and I think it's really pretty. I do think it was limited edition, so you can't get it anymore, but just wanted to say I was using it, still loving it. And then my ShanXO palette, I have the original palette, which had the lipsticks on one side, which I never use because I don't use lipstick palettes. But I wanted to support her when it first came out, so I purchased it. And this is one of my favorite neutral palettes. I don't think you can get the original anymore. You have to buy the remixed one, which I've been thinking about purchasing because I just love this one so much. I think it'd be great to have both. But I really love this. So I use this cream shade all over to set the eye, this more yellow tone in the crease to really start. And then I went in with this shade, I believe, in the crease, and then this in the outer corner. And what did I use all over? Oh, all over the lid, I used this shimmery one. Very pretty, great quality. I love BH Cosmetics. I think they did really good, but this is a palette I've been definitely neglecting. I think it's really, really pretty. One of my favorite neutral palettes for sure. It is great quality. Okay, so next product I have is this Too Faced Love Your Selfie palette. This is the original one. It has a lot of pretty neutral shades. You have a bronzer, blush, and highlight down here. These are all really pretty, and this was another palette that I was like, oh, I don't know, I've had it for a while, maybe I should just get rid of it. But then when going in and using it again, I was like, no, I definitely have to keep this. This is such great quality. These products all down here are really nice, although the bronzers are really a bit warm for my taste, but I do like it. And then I just find that the shadows are so pretty. If this is a great palette to take if you just need that travel palette, the no, like not thinking about it, you just like no nonsense kind of go into it, use it, because you have a lot of pretty looks. You have all these neutrals, you have a black, you have a dark purple. You can create a lot of pretty looks out of this, so I will keep this palette. Even though I thought I was going to get rid of it after I used it, when I did go back and use it, I was like, oh, okay, I guess not. The Naked Smoky palette. So this is an old school palette. I actually need to wash the brush, so I'll take that out right now. And this is really pretty. In my opinion, this is one of my more favorite of the Naked series. I love cool tones. I love dark, pretty brown shades and a lot of neutrals. As you know, you see a lot of neutral palettes here. I don't know if I'm going to pick up the Naked Heat or the Naked Cherry palette. I've been going back and forth with those, but anyways, back to this. These are so pretty in my opinion. You have these nice mattes down here, the nice shimmers up here. I really went for more of a blue tone look when I used this, so I used some of these lighter shades. I think I used this all over the lid to set the primer, and then this in the crease as my transition shade. Then I went in with one of the blue shades, maybe Password, I think, to really deepen the crease. Then I went in with, I believe it was Dirty Sweet all over the lid, and then one of these blue shades in the outer crease, and it was so pretty. I love this. So this is one of my favorites. I believe this is discontinued now, but if you have it, pull it out, do some smoky eyes, go out at night, use it because it's a nice little palette. And then this Narcissist palette, this is the L'Amour Toujours L'Amour palette from who knows what year. I think it was 2015, maybe, I want to say 14, 15. Okay, so first of all, let me make a disclaimer. NARS is not cruelty free, but I have this in my collection. This was my, do I love this palette? Do I need to keep it even though it's not cruelty free, or should I get rid of it and forget about NARS? So I use this and I actually do really like it, so it will stay in my collection. So here's my theory for non-cruelty free products. If I try them, because I do have some, you know, I use products or I get samples of products that aren't cruelty free. Instead of throwing them out, wasting them, whatever, I like to just use what I have, and if I don't like it, then I'll pass it on or throw it out or whatever, but I will not purchase any non-cruelty free products. That's been my rule since like 2015, so maybe before that, that's how I roll. NARS used to be considered cruelty free, now they're not, so anyways, here we are. This palette, along with the Naked Smoky, is a really pretty cool tone palette, very smoky. You can get a lot of nice looks out of this. I love this palette. I forgot how much I really liked it, and I thought I had low expectations going in because I thought, oh, you know, whatever, you know, it's not going to be that great, but it really, really was. I loved it. I used this shade here all over the lid, and I thought it was so pretty and pigmented, and I don't know, I just got a nice cool tone look out of it, and so it will remain in my collection, but I'm not going to go on and on about it because you can't get it anymore, I don't think, and it's not cruelty free, so don't purchase it because it's not cruelty free. Okay, so those were all the eye products. Oh, wait, I have two more eye products. So I have this Super Shock Shadow from ColourPop in the shade Fringe. I used this yesterday all over the eyes. It's very pretty. Again, with these, I'm just trying to go through these and make sure I like them, make sure they're all still good to use. They haven't dried out at all. And this is just so pretty. It's so shimmery and all over the lids. It looks really pretty. I used it in combination with this next palette I'm about to tell you about. This is the Essential Eyes to Go 6 eyeshadow palette from BH Cosmetics. I made a purchase one time, and this was like a, hey, if you purchase so many dollars worth, we'll throw in a free eyeshadow palette. So they threw this in. It's pretty neutral, as you can tell. I just, from using this yesterday, I don't love the quality of it. I have a lot of the same colors in better quality palettes in my collection, so I'm going to go ahead and pass this on. It was nice. It was free. Thank you for throwing that in, but I've had this for like 3 years now, and I used it off and on, but I just have come to the conclusion that I don't need this in my collection when I have other colors with better quality. And then I threw this as a pop over the lid, and I think that's really what made me like it. So if it wasn't for this, I don't think I would have loved that palette anyways, but love the ColourPop shadow, so I will continue to keep that. So now let's get into some face products. So the first thing I just wanted to throw in here was this Amazonian Clay Full Coverage Foundation. This is in light medium sand. I was using this and then I put it out of my collection for now because I'm using another color foundation, and I have a couple of different shades, but this just wasn't suiting my fading tan, so I'm moving it out of my collection for right now. I mean, it's still in my permanent collection, but it's not in my makeup bag, is what I'm trying to say. The Too Faced Sweethearts Perfect Flush Blush in the shade Candy Glow. This is a really, really pretty pink blush. I do like it, but it is really bright. So I tend to use this in the summer more. I used it a couple times with a light hand. It's really pretty. It's very shimmery, so if you don't like shimmery blushes, you wouldn't like that. But I've been using a lot of matte blushes, which I'm about to show you, so that was a nice change for me. So I had my friend's wedding a couple weeks ago, and I used one of my Tarte blushes, and it really reminded me of how much I liked Tarte blushes, so I decided to pull them all out and use them. So I used Celebrated, which is first here. This is a full size, and it is so pretty. In the pans, sometimes they don't look like much, but when you put them on the face, they really are pretty. So it's just like a smoky mauve color. It is really pretty for fall. Could be pretty for spring or summer also. Then I have the shade Harmony, which is newer to me. This, I picked up they're new to Sephora. They're Sephora mystery bags. They have lips, eyes, and cheeks, I believe. Picked up the cheek one. This was in there. It was a little sample. I think it's so pretty. It looks like I haven't used it at all, but a little bit different color from the last one I showed you. This is more warm, kind of a coral. Very pretty shade. And then I have the shade Party, which was part of the Sephora Sephora birthday gift a couple years ago. And this is a deeper rosy shade too. So I love this. They're all three really pretty, great pigmentation. They last a long time on my skin, and I don't know what else to say about them. I really enjoy them. I really like them. So I'm going to continue to have those in my collection. And then we've reached the end of the bag, and I found one more eye product. But let's go through the lips first. So I have this e.l.f. moisturizing lipstick in the nude. This is really pretty nude, but I don't think it's moisturizing. It's very matte in my opinion. So this is a gray nude. I love it. I continue to wear it. It's nice for every day. I just pop it on my lips, and at work I don't have time to sit there and babysit my lipstick, so I just throw it on, go about my day, and it works out great. This Ulta Beauty Melissa Michelle collection, this is a matte lip liner and delicate. So they had a lip kit, and it's this and the shade Dainty in this lipstick. So it used the liner, which I really liked. It has it's one that you have to sharpen, and it has a nice creaminess, but not too creamy where it's gonna just go all over your lips. It's really, really pretty. And then this Dainty shade, which is kind of a rosy, like a smoky rose shade is kind of how I would say it, and this was very pretty as well. I like the sticks like that to just throw in my bag and go. It wasn't super drying, and that's what I really liked about it. It wasn't super drying, and it wasn't super creamy either. It's somewhere in the middle, so it's really nice texture on that. I used this Tarte Glossy Lip Paint in the shade Myth. This is really pinky, really pretty. Love that shade. I think it's a gorgeous everyday shade. The glossy lip paints are nice. They're not goopy. They're just enough gloss to it and enough shine, but not that sticky texture to it. I've talked about these a million times, so let's run through these real quick. The Bare Minerals Matte Liquid Lip in Swag. Really pretty shade. It's more pinky tone, so if you're a pink lover, you'll like that. This is the Matte Liquid Lip in the shade Boss, which is a more brown-based pink, which is also very pretty, but it's deeper for every day. And then this Tarte lipstick, this is the Lip Sculptor in VIP. So you have the lipstick on one end, and this is what I wore. It's really pretty, kind of a, I don't want to say like a berry pink, but I don't know, it's like a darker pink. And then on the other side, you have the lip gloss, which I did not wear, but it is a very nice pink that matches the lipstick. I don't know if it's an exact match, but it's nice to layer on, and that was the whole purpose of the combination, is that you can layer the two and you have that sculpted lip look. I really like that product. It has that vanilla kind of cake smell. And then yesterday I wore my Always On liquid lipstick in the shade Stepping Out from Smashbox. Now, the curious thing about this, and I'm going to try this again before I actually throw it out, but I bought this last holiday season, and I've used it on and off in the fall because it is a deeper lip color. Now, when I put this on yesterday, I remembered it being a very whipped texture, very moussey. When I put it on yesterday, it was so dry when I put it on my lips. which I was not a fan of at all. I did not like. I don't know if it's dried out, so I'm going to check that out. But if it is, I'm going to throw it out. So I will keep this for now, but I'm going to update in my next video about that because I just don't know what happened there. I don't remember it being that dry before, so I don't know. That was curious. And then the last thing that I have, which I thought we were done with these, but eyeshadow palette. So I have a Marc Jacobs palette. This is the Starlit, which I know he just rebranded these and brought out a bunch of new shades. I don't know if this shade is still available, but this is kind of neutral with pops of color mixed in, and it has a mirror there. I think it's really pretty. This was the one that I thought, okay, I'll use all the colors in there, and I do use a lot of these colors every day. So clear up to the chartreuse, I would say I could wear these all day long, just as, you know, nice go-to shades. These two down here I don't tend to gravitate towards, but I like having them in case I want to have like a more smoky look with that dark gray or like that pop of blue, just something different. But I really love the quality of these eyeshadows, and so I recommend these. You buy something though that you think you'll go for. Like I have the big holiday set from 2 years ago, and I liked it, but I didn't gravitate towards it as much as I thought I would. So I think the better value is here. Just buy something that you know you're going to use color palette wise. So if you like pinks, go for an all pink one. If you like purples, go for the purple one. You know what I'm saying. But definitely the quality of these are really nice. And I know Tati loves them. She has them in the background of all of her videos. So, all right, guys. I think that's enough talking for today. I'm going to go ahead and scoot on out of here. I'm going to throw all this makeup back in the drawers where they belong. And if you have any suggestions of palettes that I should pick up, I know all the holiday releases are coming out. Let me know. Let me know if you like these. Let me know if you hate these products. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.